Alrighty. It's time for some more STEINS. Let's get into it.
Tester をやめたいです。
I want to stop being a tester. When I started the conversation with that, both Dr. Leskinen and Maho looked shocked. We were meeting in a room at a luxury hotel in the heart of Tokyo. It felt like the sort of secret meeting you'd see in a spy movie. Or maybe it only felt that way because the old me wasn't completely gone. You can't just... It's irresponsible. Maho seemed to finally understand what I meant, and her anger was clear.
Maho, 落ち着きなさい。
Maho, calm down.
このテストはむしろ
Lintalo is the one helping us with this test.
引き受けてもらえただけで
I'm grateful that you took up the offer at all.
ありがたか。ここで辞退しても
If you quit here, you're not being irresponsible at all. Don't worry. Dr. Leskinen smiled and offered me his hand. I took hold of his giant hand and shook it back. But I looked down, unable to look him in the eye.
すみません。
I'm sorry.
ただ私としてもできれば続けてもらいたいんだ
I
よ。
can't tell if the music is too loud or not. To me, it doesn't sound like it is, but what it sounds like to me and what it actually sounds like to you guys is very different. Maybe lower it just a bit. Still, I would have liked it if you could have continued.
ざっとログを見た
I
ら
took a quick look at the logs,
かなり頻繁
and I see
に
you've been
話して
talking to
く
her
れて
quite a
いるじ
bit.
ゃないか。それに研究室で
And the way
我々が
Kurisu speaks to you is very different than what we hear at the
相手を
laboratory.
の話し方がだいぶ人は社会的な生き物
Humans are, by nature,
相手と
social
状況に
animals.
よって
They change their words and actions depending on the situation and who they're speaking with.
それを Amadeus でも再現できている
They can assume that
と見ていた
Amadeus is doing the same thing.
だからこそもうしばらくテストを続けたいんだ
Hang on, my headphone cords are all tangled. Okay, there we go. That's why I wanted you to continue the test a little while longer.
ちなみにやめよう
By the
と
way,
思った
why did you decide to quit?
何かな
Did talking to Amadeus become painful?
辛くなったかい
いえ、
No,
逆です。
it's the opposite.
逆
The opposite?
アマデウスと
Talking to
クリスと
Amadeus
話すのは
to Kurisu
とても楽しいんです。
is a lot of fun,
でもそれが
but
怖
that
くて。
scares me. And then I desperately tried to explain the feelings that were welling up within me, even though I still didn't understand them myself. I told them how scared I was that I was starting to see Kurisu and Amadeus Kurisu as the same person. Hello Kai, welcome in.
君に負担をかけてしまったね
Congrats on first.
本当にすまない
I see that we both started our streams at the same time. Yeah, literally. I still got a couple people before I can go do your daily check-in. I'll be there soon enough, Kai. I thought this might put a lot of stress on you. I'm really sorry.
ただ君の
But that
その
reaction of yours is very
とても
interesting.
興味深い研究者ではない目線
In
で
the sense that you've...
アマデウスを捉え
In the sense that you're interacting with Amadeus from the perspective of someone who isn't a scientist, that's very valuable to me.
こんな言い方や感じ方
I hope you'll forgive me for saying that.
許してほしい。
I'm a scientist at the core, you see.
根からの
いえ
No, I understand that I'm the one being selfish here. Maho hadn't said a word for a while. She was frowning, and she seemed to be intently focused on studying Amadeus' logs. I didn't want her looking at me, because it made me feel guilty, but...
わかった。テストの
Alright,
事態に
if you want to stop being a tester,
君の望む
that's what will
通
happen.
りにしよう。ただ、アクセ
But
ス権は君の
do you mind if we
スマートフォン
leave the
に
access program on your phone?
しておいて構わないかな。
Huh?
今後、Amadeus と話
From
す
now on,
話さないの
It's up to you whether you want to talk to Amadeus or not.
クリスの方からは
I'll tell
君に連
Karisu
絡し
not to
ない
contact
よう
you.
に言っておくから。私たちと君との関係を
I don't want our relationship with you to end today. You're the first friend we've made in Japan. And also,
日本の魔法も寂しがるしね
Maho would be sad.
教授
Professor?
わかり
I
ました
understand. It felt like giving in, but at the same time, I didn't want to lose my relationship with Dr. Leskinen. My goal of going to Victor Krondia University hadn't changed at all. And then Dr. Leskinen got a call on his smartphone.
おっ失礼ちょっと
Oh,
電話
excuse
してくるよ
I have to take this.
魔法その間に
Maho, make up with Intalo while I'm gone, okay? And Dr. Leskinen left the room with a mischievous wink. I was alone with Maho.
ごめんなさいさっきは
I'm sorry for yelling.
いや
No,
教授の言う通り
the professor's
お
right.
願いしている
We're the ones asking you for a favor.
アマデウスは今の私にとって
Amadeus is like a sister to
姉
me.
妹
No, more like a child.
子供それを投げ出されたように
And it felt like you were throwing her away, so
力になれなくて
I'm sorry, I can't help you.
あなたの気持ちも分かっているつもりよ
I think I understand how you felt, how you feel.
つも
Or
り
at
だっ
least
た
I thought I did. Maybe. Maho sighed again.
自己嫌悪だわ
I'm no good, am
ダメ
I?
ね私多分
My prefrontal cortex probably came out all screwed up when I was born.
そうに違いない
That has to be it.
は
前頭前皮質は
The prefrontal cortex is one of the parts of the brain that defines our personality.
情報のフィルタリング
It
を
also
行う
handles
こともある
information
わ
filtering. When there's something you don't want to
己
admit,
の中の
it
認め
cuts out
難
that
い情報を
information
遮断したり
or deceives you as
自
its
己欺
meaning,
瞞を行ったり
to its meaning.
よくわからない
I don't really understand.
要するにむき出しの情動を隠そうとして
In other words, it tries to hide your emotions, and it tells lies. Not to other people, but to yourself.
自分自身にもね今の私みたいに難しい言葉を並べて自分を取り繕ってやろうとか
Like how I'm trying to hide how I feel behind a wall of scientific jargon right now.
こういうことも
I think it's my prefrontal cortex that's doing it. That would apply just as well to the old me, Hyoma Hyoen. When I realized that, there was nothing I could say.
誰でも
I
そういう
think
こと
that's
って
true
あ
for
ると思う
everybody.
私は特別ひどいのよ多分
It's worse for me, probably.
今後も気が向いたらでいいから
Just, from now
アマ
on,
デウスをかばって
whenever you feel like it, talk to
ほんの短い
Amadeus.
時間でもいいの
It doesn't have to be for long.
考えておくよ
Oh, think about it.
ありがとう
Thanks. Maho flopped back onto the sofa.
なあ、聞い
Hey,
ていいか
can I ask you a question?
クリスの
About Karisu's mom.
母親のこと。
What is her mom's name?
お
Because I have a feeling and a theory.
前にパーティーの時、君とレスキネン教
I
授が
happened to
話して
hear
いる
you
の
and the
が
professor talking about her at the
偶然聞こえたんだ。
party that one time.
クリスの家に
You'd said that something
So-
happened at Karisu's house.
何かあった。
ああ、あのこと。
Oh, that. Maho seemed to remember it quickly. She nodded.
クリスのお母さんから
We
電話
got
があ
a
った
call
の。
from Karisu's mom. Someone set
家
her
が
house on
放火さ
fire.
れたんですって。
What?
大丈夫なのか
Was she okay?
ちょうどその日は留守にしていたから大丈
She
夫だっ
said
た
she was
そうよ。
gone that day, so she was alright. That was a relief. After all that had happened, I really didn't want Karisu's mother to have to go through any more. Well, if she was dead, that wouldn't be her going through anymore. If anything, her being alive is her going through more.
私クリスのお母さんには
Karisu's mom seemed
結
to
構
really like
可愛
me.
がってもらっていたの。休日に家に
She would
も
invite me
招
over
待して
on
もらってね。
on my off days all the time.
だから心配だわ。
So I'm worried.
変なこ
I
と
hope
に
she's
巻
not
き込ま
caught
れ
up
て
in
いなけれ
anything
ばいいの
weird.
だけど。
変なこと。
Oh, if you only know. If my theory is right, if you only knew. Weird. I noticed the way she said the phrase. A cold chill ran down my back.
ただの放火じゃないのか
It wasn't just an arson case?
それが
Well... Maho seemed unsure if she should tell me.
ヒアジョーさん。
Hiajo. I urged her to speak. She nodded slightly.
そ
Well,
れが
at
最初は
first, the
地元
local
の警
police
察が捜査
investigated,
していたらしいのだ
but
け
after
ど
that, some people saying that they were with the FBI came.
FBI?
The FBI?
ええ
Yeah.
FBI が出てくるような事件じゃ
Understand,
ないのよ。
this wasn't a case the FBI would usually be involved in.
それと放火した
And
犯人を
supposedly,
隣の住人が
I was pressing the wrong
目
button.
撃していたそう
Supposedly, a neighbor saw the arson.
その証言によると
And from what she said,
ただの放
they
火
didn't
犯
look like your
には見え
ordinary
なかった
arsonists.
というと
What do you mean?
複数犯でね
There was more than one. She said they looked like some kind of special forces unit. They barely said a word, and once the fire started, they got right into the car and left.
近くに止まっていた車に乗り込んで去っていったそうよ
The... what were they called? Shoot, I forgot what they were called. The one that Kiryu is part of. That's job is to get the IBNs.
こんな言い方が正しいかどうかわからないけど
I don't know if this is the right word,
手際
but
がすごく良かったみ
they
たい
looked really good at their job.
火の周りも異常なほど
And they
早か
said
った
the
らしい
fire
わ
spread really fast. Was she trying to say that it was no ordinary arson, but the work of a professional? I couldn't laugh away the possibility. Rounders. The Rounders. That's what it was. I knew for a fact there were people like that in this world.
それと
And...
それと
And?
その犯人たちがロシア語を
The
話してい
neighbors
た
said they were speaking Russian.
ロシア語
Russian. Russian. The first thing that came to my mind, whether I liked it or not, was Nakabachi. Half a year ago, he'd stolen a paper about time travel from Karisu, his own daughter, and used it to seek asylum in Russia. Could that have something to do with it?
それともう一つ
And there's one more thing.
クリスが亡くなったばかりの頃
Right after
私た
Karisu's
ちの
death,
研究室でも
something weird
おかし
happened
な
at
こ
the
とがあ
lab.
ったの 地元警察と一緒に日本
Someone
の
who
刑
said
事とい
that
う
they
人
were a
が来た
Japanese
のよ。
detective visited us with
日
some of the
米の
local
合同捜査
police.
でクリスの事件
They
を
said
調
it
べ
was a
ているって
joint US-Japan investigation into Kurisu's death.
もちろん私たちは
Of
できる
course,
範囲で
we
協
helped
力
as
した
much
ん
as
だ
we
けれど
could, but
何日か経って大学が警
a
察に
few
問い合
days
わせを
later,
したら
the university asked the police,
そんな刑事が日本から来た
and they
事
said
実は
that
な
no
い
such
って言わ
detective
れ
had
た
come
わ。
from Japan. Was it us?
じゃあその日本の刑事は偽物だった。
So the Japanese detective was a fake?
それだけじゃないの。
That's not all. The local police said they'd never searched our lab.
した事実はないって。
Rounder?
つまりね、日本の刑事どころか、
In other
警
words,
察と称して
not
やって
only
き
was
た
the
人たち
detective a
全員
fake,
が
but everyone who came and said they were with the police
偽物。
were also fakes.
そのことがあってから、
After that,
私、
Maho shook a little and wrapped her arms around herself. I mean, they've already been like that, but okay.
私、
I've started to wonder if there was something else going
何
on
か
with
裏がある
Kurisa's
と疑
death.
っているわ。
I'm not really a conspiracy theorist, but
陰謀論者ではないけれど。何かもっと別の理由でクリスは
I
殺され
think
て、
that maybe Kurisu was
そ
killed
れが
for
闇に
some
葬
other
られてし
reason.
まったんじゃないかと。
And whatever that reason was,
そう考えている
it's
の。
been covered up. Well, you're right. I was the one who killed Kurisu. The police never found out. They never would, probably. No one could prove a murder that had been committed by a time traveler. The police had announced that a foreign thief had snuck into the storeroom at the radio building, and Kurisu had been killed because she saw him. Supposedly, there was an international warrant out for the thief's arrest, because he'd already left the country. I mean, that would describe her father quite perfectly. Yes, her father. And when I killed Kurisu, there was one other person there. Dr. Nakabachi. It was eerie that his name hadn't come up at all. Russia. Saren. The time machine. I remembered the future that Suzuha, or perhaps I should say, John Taitor, had spoken of. She'd said that World War III was going to start within a decade. And it would be the time machine that set it off. The EU and Russia would be in a race to develop it. And then even America would intervene. That would be the spark. Were we, at the center of a chain of events that would result in the deaths of 5 billion people? I couldn't help but feel that way.
このままじゃクリスは浮かばれないわ。真実を知りたい。
Kurisu won't be able to rest in peace like this. I want to know the truth.
真実。
The truth? I couldn't stop myself from shaking as I looked at Maho's face.
真実を知りたい。
You want to know the truth? That was dangerous. If she tried to learn the truth, there could be no doubt that she'd put herself in danger. Yep, these bastards. The Rounders, who came crashing through the veil of night. My childhood friend, who died in my arms after being shot in the head. And after that, the nightmarish and seemingly endless time loops. All the horrors that I'd experienced in the Alpha Worldline came flooding back, and I fought to stifle a moan.
でもそれは
But that's
それは警
that's
察に任せて
something you should leave to the police.
そうかしら。
Do you really think so?
少なくとも
If
自分
nothing
でどうに
else,
かできるなんて
you shouldn't think you can do something about it yourself.
人間一人の力なんて
There's
あまりにちっぽけなものだから
there's just so little that one person can do. After I said that, I regretted it. But it was too late. Maho's gaze had turned into a piercing glare.
あなた、もしかして
Do you know something
何
about
か
what
知っている
happened?
の？
My panic was about to show. I quickly covered my face with my hands. Yeah, that doesn't make you look suspicious.
そんなはずないだろう
That's impossible, right?
そう。変なこと言
Yeah.
って悪かった。
Sorry for being weird.
私、
Whenever
クリス
Kurisu
のこと
gets
になると
involved,
ついムキ
I
になっ
just
てし
can't
まう
help
の。
myself. I really
彼
liked
女の
her.
こと本当に
あいつは本当にいいやつだったし
She was a really
本
good
当にす
girl
ごいやつだった
and an amazing one.
俺も
I liked her
好
too.
きだったよ
ええ。あなたのことを見ていれ
Yeah,
ば
I
わ
can
かる
tell
わ。
by watching you. A heavy silence filled the air between us. I felt like I had to say something, but fortunately, Dr. Leskinen came back just then.
二人ともだったらこれから食事でもどうかな
How about some dinner, you two? Maho and I nodded and stood up from the sofa.
岡部さん。またこ
Okabe,
ちらでの
will you
クリスの
tell me more
話を
about what Kurisu was like when she was here sometime?
ああいつでも
Yeah, whenever you like. Hello, Spicy. Welcome in. Congrats on second, and thank you for your daily check-in. How are you today? Ooh, just 11 more times. I was just barely able to smile back at Maho. I'm glad you're doing good, Spicy. I saw a dark blue van come around the corner of the underground parking lot. Its tires squealed a little. It wasn't a Japanese car. It was a station wagon that looked like a sports car, from some foreign manufacturer. I didn't know a lot about cars, but supposedly if you purchased it from a dealer, it could easily go for over 8 million yen. The reason I knew all this was because the car's owner had told me over and over. Meet me. The station wagon stopped in front of us, and there was a short bark from the horn. You call that a bark? Maybe from a little yapper. Associate Professor Izaki came out from the driver's side. While I was eating with Dr. Leskinen and Maho, he'd called me about something else. When I told him I was having dinner with the two of them, he offered to drive us home. Dr. Leskinen had tried to refuse, but Izaki had insisted, so much that he had no choice but to accept. He had a pretty nice car for an associate professor. And this was the cause of a lot of speculation around the college. Some people said his family was rich, and the others that he had the right wife of some CEO as a patron. He'd once quietly told me the truth, that he was single and spent all his money on his car. But who even knew if that was true? Izaki was acting like he was a professional chauffeur, opening the rear door, and escorting Dr. Leskinen and Maho. Dr. Leskinen thanked him and got inside. Maho went around to the back to load up her luggage.
岡部君、ちゃっかりレスキネン教授に気に入られてるなんてなかなか抜け目ないな、この。
Oh, I guess I can try to sound like that. Not bad, Okabe. Looks like you've won over Dr. Liskinen. He grinned and poked me with his elbow.
この子には手放しちゃいけないぜ。
You'd better not lose his connection, you know? Oh. Why did the voice sound different? Didn't it sound... Am I tripping? Also, it's putting an S instead of a Z. Is this a different person? You'd better not lose this connection, you know? For your future's sake.
は
Right. He was a hard guy to hate, but for an associate professor, he seemed kind of... shallow. It was one of the unfortunate things about him. He waved to me and opened the driver's side door. Hmm? What was that sound? About the same time I heard the strange sound. Better not be... Eee. I was about to say it better not be gunshots, at least it wasn't. A hole appeared in the window on the front passenger side. Izaki screamed and fell back on his butt. What is happening? The rear window exploded. Is the professor going to get kidnapped?
なんだよ、
What,
これ。
what the heck is going on? I panicked. Was this some kind of supernatural phenomenon? I was too confused to move. And then, in the corner of my vision, I saw someone. Oh, okay, well they were gunshots. A man I didn't know appeared out of the shadow of one of the pillars. He was holding something strange in his hand. It looked kind of like a handgun. It definitely looks like a handgun. When you say he was holding something strange that looks like a handgun, you'd make me think it was like some future weapon, but that just looks like a handgun. It was tiny, with a short barrel, and kind of flat. I couldn't see any kind of silencer. True, I didn't hear any gunshots at all. That is weird. Kind of flat, you say.
誰だ。
Who is that? I remembered him from somewhere. The Rounders? Because I feel like maybe I remember him too, but I'm not sure. I felt like we'd met before. Where? I thought, but nothing came to me immediately. The man was standing there, mumbling something to himself.
つまずきを与えるこの世は忌まわしい。
Woe to the world because of the things that cause people to stumble. Such things must come, but woe to the person through whom they come. If your hand or your foot causes you to stumble, cut it off and throw it away. It is better for you to enter life maimed or crippled than to have 2 hands or 2 feet and be thrown into eternal fire. And if your eye causes you to stumble, gouge it out and throw it away. It is better for you to enter life with 1 eye than to have 2 eyes and be thrown into the valley of Hinnon. Hello, Saucy. Welcome in. Thanks for your daily check-in. There was an aura of intensity and madness about the man as he pointed his gun at us again. The souls God granted dwell within us, the children of God. They will never dwell within Silicon. Okay, he's gone. Izaki stood up, turned around, and fled in terror like a startled rabbit. Did you just... Izaki, are you okay? That sound again. It was so soft and light. I couldn't even imagine that it was a gunshot. But this time, the car's windows didn't break. Uh-oh. And it didn't blow a hole in me either. It missed? Was he too focused on Izaki? But you won't be that lucky again. Move! I pushed Maho into the back seat and crawled into the driver's side. Thankfully, the engine was still running. Run his ass over. I slammed down on the pedal without even bothering to shut the door. The sound of a powerful engine shook the underground air. The attacker flinched at the incredible noise and vibration. But the car didn't move forward. It didn't move an inch.
Shift!
You need to put it in drive. Dr. Liskinen and Maho were keeping their heads low in the back seat and shouting loud enough to be heard over the engine. I took my foot off the accelerator. I glanced over the gear shift. It was stuck next to the in. What am I supposed to do? Do you have a license? No. What? And then, through the windshield, I saw the attacker ready his gun again. He was aiming at me. The look in his eyes told me he was ready to kill without hesitation. A soul will not dwell within silicon. Crap. Flashbang. Cracks like a spiderweb appeared in the windshield. Something went past the side of my head. That would be a bullet. I felt a sharp pain, and at the same time, a ringing in my ears. And all the other sounds faded away and started to disappear. I felt myself passing out. And then Maho jumped over the seat and slid into the passenger side. Close the door! Now! My mind was pulled back to reality. I slammed the door shut, just as she'd told me. Maho shifted from neutral to drive, and leaned over on top of me to grab the wheel. Floor it! I slammed the accelerator so hard that, for a moment, the wheels were almost spinning in place. Then the car leapt forward. The attacker was getting closer. We were going to hit him. Good, hit him. Square on. I was about to take my foot off the accelerator when... Leave it! Maho shouted. I gritted my teeth and did as she said. But there was no impact. Evidently, the attacker had leapt away at the last second to avoid being crushed. But there was no time to confirm it as the car raced through the parking garage. We were going too fast, and since Maho was controlling the car from the passenger seat, she couldn't keep it going in a straight line. Jesus. The car spun to the left and right, and I was almost flung out the broken window. I grabbed onto the edge of the seat as hard as I could. Oh, hydrate? Thank you, Kai. We headed for the exit, slamming into walls and pillars as we went.
いつ何なんだ
Who is that guy?
知らないわ
No idea.
右だ
Right. Go right. I could see an exit sign right in front of us.
曲がりきれない
I can't turn fast enough. I pressed the brake and put my hand on top of Maho's, turning the wheel to the right. But that was the wrong thing to do. The rear tire slipped. The car spun in a circle. And then it came to a stop.
大丈夫か
Are you okay? Yeah. What about the professor? I looked back and saw Dr. Leskinen lying face up in the seat, giving me a thumbs up sign.
運転変わって
Let me take over.
あ
Right. I quickly put my hand on the door and got ready to get out of the driver's seat. Let me guess. Gunshots? Or worse? But then I saw an old, creaky sedan rumbling towards us, and shivered. It was the man from a moment ago. He was following us, and moving really fast.
俺の突っ込んでくる
Get out! He's going to ram us!
こっちのドア開かない
This door! It won't open! Had it broken when we slammed into the wall? I grabbed Maho out of the passenger seat and rolled outside. Dr. Leskinen rolled out of the rear door. Yikes. Hopefully he accidentally took himself out. It was less than a second afterward that the sedan hit. If we'd been even just a little too slow, we would have been turned into mincemeat. I stood up and offered Maho a hand, then moved away from the unrecognizable wreck that used to be a car.
大丈夫か
Are you okay?
ありがとう
Thanks. Oh, he did take himself out. Good. What was the point of that? Was he just here to assassinate us? Or the professor? Or somebody? So he was willing to kamikaze himself? Or did he just miscalculate that? Both cars were smashed together. The attacker's sedan was completely embedded in the rear half of the car we'd been driving. There was no way he could have survived. As long as he's not a Terminator. There were no tire marks on the ground, which meant he slammed into us without braking. I shivered. I had almost been killed.
とにかく
Anyway,
警察に連絡
I need to contact the cops. I was about to pull out my smartphone when the security guards heard the commotion and came running.
すみません警察を呼んでください
Excuse me. Please call the police. The security guard nodded and contacted the police. Oh. It hurts. I could feel a pulsing ache on the side of my head. A shot from the gun had grazed me. I hadn't felt that pain at all while I was driving. The adrenaline rush. I fearfully reached up to touch it and felt blood flowing from my temple down my face. I gulped when I saw that my fingertips had turned bright red. I almost saw Mayuri when she was shot in the head. I almost saw Kurisu when I'd killed her. The images felt like they were about to come flashing back to me, and I struggled to stay standing.
あなた血だらけじゃない弾が当たったの
You're covered in blood. Did you get hit? Maho went pale.
こ
Is this a bad place to get hit?
そこには線側頭動脈っていうのがあって
There's something called the superficial temporal artery there.
見せてごらん。少し。
Let me see it. I'm gonna touch you a little. Dr. Leskinen looked at the wound. When he touched me, I felt more pain, but I gritted my teeth to endure it.
大丈夫。傷はそんなに深くない。
It's okay. You're not that badly hurt.
よかった
I'm glad.
これをお使いなさい。
Use this.
すみません。
Thanks. I put the handkerchief he offered to me up to my temple.
襲ってきた人
The guy who attacked
セ
us,
ミナーにいた人だわ
he was the one at the seminar.
本当か？
Really?
覚えてない
You
あ
don't
なたが
remember?
異議を出した相手よ
That was the guy you yelled at. Oh. That's right. It sounded like he was insulting Kurisu, so I shouted objection at him. That was the guy. Was this his way of getting back at me? Not a chance.
神の与えし魂とは
The souls God granted dwell within us. The children of God. They will never dwell within Silicon.
何
Huh? What's that?
銃を撃つ前に
He was saying that before he fired the gun.
アマデウスのことかしら
Was he talking about Amadeus? What, so he's just a religious fanatic that doesn't want AI to exist?
さ
I don't know. I could faintly hear police car sirens in the distance. The hotel security guards and staff were starting to gather.
なあこの状況
But still, he had a
どう
weird
説明したらい
gun.
いんだ
Hey, how do we explain this?
ありのまま言うしかないわ
We tell him exactly what
私たちだっ
happened.
て
I mean,
何が何だ
we
か
don't know. We don't exactly know either. And then Maho's eyes went wide. She, Dr. Leskinen, and the crowd were all staring at a single point. There's no way he's getting out of his car. I looked too, and almost screamed. Woe to the world. Such things must come. Woe to the person through whom they come. The man crawled out from the wreckage of the sedan, covered in blood. And then he staggered to his feet. He looked like a zombie. All his limbs, except the one holding the gun, were pointed off in impossible directions, and I could see what looked like bones sticking out from them. Ugh. His stomach was torn open, and each time he crawled forward, I could see major organs covered in blood falling out of the hole. Sorry, some of the words are blocked by my mic arm. But he moved toward us as if he felt no pain at all. It was such an awful sight that no one could speak. The man unsteadily aimed the gun towards Dr. Leskinen. He must have been on the verge of death, because his arm was failing around too much to aim. But Dr. Leskinen's expression was pure terror, and he seemed unable to move. Blasphemy. Soul. Whoa. So he is religious? Professor! Run! No shot. Tell me a cop shot him. A shot rang out. Fresh blood flew out of the man's head, and his body was blown away as if it had been hit by a truck. He fell to the ground, still clutching his gun. Okay, it was him that got shot, thank God. He tried to crawl forward anyway, but soon twitched and stopped moving. The crowd began to scream. What? The attacker had been shot? Did he shoot himself? Obviously not. No. That gunshot was clearly different than the last ones. Who's there? Who had just fired? I looked around. Was it a future us? I could see several policemen coming from the entrance. But none of them had their guns drawn. And the crowd was nothing but security and hotel staff. I couldn't see any of them carrying a gun. So who had fired? Where had they fired from? And the way they took the attacker's head off with a single shot. Suzu? Not just anyone could do that. Hear you? I mean, those are my suspects. Future Rentaru, Suzu, or like Kiryu for some reason. I guess, I forget his name, but Mr. Braun could be a suspect, I guess. I don't see why, though. What is going on? Of course, no one told me. Afterward, the police took us into custody. We were taken to the police station and questioned until late into the night. The sun was almost about to rise by the time we left. The police took me home in a patrol car. Dr. Leskinen and Maho were having the police take them back to their hotel in Wako. So we split up in front of the police station. We never did find out why the man had attacked us. Hey, Suzu. She felt dizzy. That's strange, Suzuha thought. She stopped moving. Since she was in the middle of the sidewalk, the other pedestrian looked irritated as they moved around her. She took a deep breath and waited for a moment, but she still felt dizzy. Actually, she was finding it difficult to stand. Was she hallucinating? Or was the whole world starting to get blurry? All the noise of the city around her suddenly felt very far away. It was like she was diving underwater. Was this the reading Steiner ability that Uncle Okarin had talked about? Was she starting to acquire it too? And then she realized how warm she felt. The truth hit her. Am I sick? She somehow managed to stagger back to the lab. It seemed she was worse off than she thought. If she could have, she would have fallen to her knees right there. During the war and afterward, when she joined up with her dad's organization, she'd been hurt badly enough to go into a coma several times. But this was the first time something like this had happened since she became a time traveler. This is bad. She looked up to the second floor. The lights were on. She felt honestly relieved to know her dad was there. She walked up the stairs. The door was unlocked. She didn't have the energy to speak, so she tried to silently take off her shoes and then she tripped. She fell forward. That hurt. Suzuha? Itaru was in the room. He saw her and ran over.
丈夫か
You okay? Yeah. She rubbed her knee and tried to stand up, but staggered again and fell into Itaru's arms.
どうした
What's wrong? Sorry, I'm feeling a little dizzy. Huh? Are you not feeling well, Suzu? Are you alright? When she heard those voices, Suzuha finally realized that Yuki and Mayuri were also in the room. She'd let her guard down, she realized. Yuki seemed unconcerned by Suzuha's obvious uneasiness. She walked over with a serious expression on her face. Suzuha, let me see your forehead. Yuki brushed her bangs aside and put her own forehead up against Suzuha's. Suzuha's heart started pounding. She had distant memories of her mother doing this before. You've got a terrible fever. What? Daro put his big hand up to Suzuha's cheek as well.
本当だ
Oh, you're right. Do you have a cold? I'm fine. This'll get better fast.
無理すんなって
Hey, don't push yourself. You need to go lie down right now. Duh. That's right. I know that. I'm going to just rest for a bit. Suzuha used the last of her energy to reach the sofa. She was collapsed on top of it and closed her eyes. She collapsed on top of it and closed her eyes. I don't know why I put was. Calm down, she told herself. Mayushi will bring a wet towel, okay? Hashida, where's Suzuha's change of clothes?
こっち
It's here. It's all inside this.
もちろん僕中
Oh,
はさ
of course. I don't rummage through it and go sniff sniff, you know? If you don't stop being stupid, I'll infect you with my cold virus, brother. Suzuha kept her eyes shut as she complained. Can I just pick something out to change her into?
頼むよ僕じゃ
Thanks.
そういうわけにも
I
いかない
can't do it,
から
obviously. Yeah. As she listened to the conversation going on around her, Suzuha felt a cold towel on her forehead. How do you feel? Sorry, big sis, Mayu. Don't worry about it.
僕ちょっと風邪薬買って
I'm
く
gonna
る
go
から
buy some cold
しばら
medicine.
くやろう
You guys take care of her. Okay. Bye. Can you stand up, Suzuha? I at least want to get you changed before your brother gets back. Suzuha opened her eyes. Yuki was standing over her and looking down. No, I'm fine like this. This is how I've always done it. Hello, Sir Wolf. How's your day today? I am doing good. Welcome in, Adept. How are you today? Just chilling with some STEINS Gate. In fact, before Suzuha became a time traveler, there were many times when she'd been unable to rest, even if she was sick. I'm doing great, that's good to hear. Many times she wasn't able to change clothes or even lie down. Compared to that, this was a lot nicer. No way! The most important part of a cold is when you just start to get it. But... No buts! Take your clothes off! Yuki was a little more forceful than usual as she tried to take Suzuha's clothes off. Suzuha jumped up, surprised.
わかった。
Fine,
やるよ。
I'll do it. I can do it
自分
myself.
でやる。汗びっしょり。まゆりちゃん、乾いたタオル
You're
は
soaked
ある
with sweat. Mayuri, do you have any dry towels? Also feeling like Ramstein today? Hey, yo, what is she doing? So, she's just changing her clothes because she's got a cold or some kind of sickness. So clearly she's, yeah, soaked with sweat, as she says. So she's trying to help her give a change of clothes.
はいこれ。
See, she looks so much better without the hat, honestly. As well as the scarf thing that she's been wearing. Oh, yeah, here. Yuki took the towel that Mayuri had brought from the shower room and gently wiped the sweat off Suzuha's forehead and neck. Oh, hydrate, thank you. I gotta grab a new bottle. Ah, that tickles.
少し我慢してください。
Just stay
子供
still.
じゃないんだか
You're not
ら。
a little kid.
けど、
Yes, very important to drink water. But, Suzuha shook as she was rubbed with the towel. She wasn't used to being touched, and this was the first time since she was very young that anyone had done this to her.
もういい。
Well, it's a good thing this person is technically your mother. That's enough. I'll do it myself.
別に遠慮しなくても。
You don't need to worry about it.
遠慮とかじゃないから。
I'm not worried. Suzuha grabbed the towel from Yuki, trying her best to hide herself from the gaze of the other two. She took off her clothes and wiped away the sweat. Her face felt really hot. Her face felt really hot. She didn't know if it was because of her fever or not, but she was finding it difficult to think straight.
これでいい？
Is this okay?
はい。
Yes.
できました。
Good job.
あとはこれを着てく
Now
ださい。
change into this. She grabbed the new pair of underwear and clothes from Yuki. Still trying to hide herself, she put them on. When she lay back down on the sofa, Yuki put a blanket on her.
まゆりちゃん、このお部屋って洗濯機
Mayuri,
がないんだ
you
け
said
ど。
this room doesn't have a washer, right?
う
Yeah,
ーん。
it's always been such a problem. Mayushi will take these to the laundromat later, okay?
後で買いそんなことまでしてくれなくていい
You
ってば。
don't have to do that.
こういう時は
We've got to
お互い
take
様
care of
です
each
よ。
other at times like these.
そうだよ、すずさん。
That's right, Suzu.
お腹は空いてます？
Are you
何か
hungry?
食べられ
I
そう
think you
です
can
か？
eat anything. I don't know why this game has to have like 50,000 women in it. Suzuha looked at Yuki, then Mayuri, and was about to mumble another refusal. But in the end, she gave up and pulled the blanket up to her nose. This was really hard.
お腹はそんなに。
I'm not that hungry,
でも薬を
but you
飲む
need to
前
eat
に
something
食べてお
before you
か
take the
ないと。
medicine.
おかゆなんかどうか
How
な。
about rice porridge?
それいいね。
That's a good idea.
じゃあすぐに作りますから。
I'll make it
ちゃ
right
んと寝
away.
ていてください
Lie down
ね。
for a bit, okay? Yeah. I'm back. Itaru came back from the drugstore a while later. Phew, I'm so tired. He was really out of breath. He must have gone running there and back. You're only exhausted because you never exercise, she thought to herself. But, for some reason, the sight of her exhausted father made her happy, and she quickly shook her head.
ご苦労様、ダル君。
Thanks,
こ
Daru.
れからおかゆ
I'm about to
作る
make rice porridge.
それを食べたら 薬を飲ませてあげてください。
Once she has that, give her the medicine.
オキドキ。
Itaru walked over to Suzuha as he answered.
具合はどうなん？
How are you feeling?
よくない。
Not so good.
やっぱ疲れが溜まってたんだな。
I guess all that stress caught up with you.
鈴葉が休んでるとこ
I've never actually seen you take a break.
見たことないし。
我ながら情けないよ。
This is really pathetic.
私、
Maybe
ここにいない方がいいか
I
もしれな
shouldn't
い。
stay here.
え？
What?
どこかで気が緩んでたんだ。
I've been getting
父さんが
lazy.
いて、
You're here, Dad,
Mayu-san
and
がい
Big
て。
Sis Mayu is here,
ルミ姉さんがい
and
て。
Big Sis Rumi.
いつの
And
間
then
に
at some
か
point,
母さんが
even Mom showed up.
そのせいで、時々
Because of that,
任務を忘れそうになる。
sometimes I feel like I'm going to forget my mission.
なんだか、この温かい
It starts to
時間が
feel like this
いつ
happy
ま
time
で
is
も
going to
続くんじ
continue
ゃないか
forever.
って錯覚しそうにな。このまま戦争なんて起きな
And
い
I
んじゃ
find
ないか
myself
って
thinking that maybe there'll never be a
ふと
war.
考えてしまったり、普通の女の子と同じような暮らしに
I start to fantasize about
囲ま
living
れ
like
て
a
しま
normal
いそうに
girl.
なったり。
それのどこが悪いって言うん？
And what's wrong with that? When Daru spoke, his face was actually serious for once, and he was looking straight into Suzuha's eyes. It was the face of the father she knew so well, the man who was always there for her.
ここを出てどこ
So you're
行く
going to
つも
leave
り
this
なんだよ
place, and where are you going to go?
それはマシ
Well,
ンの中とか。
Inside the time machine or something.
あんなところにずっといられるわけない
You
だ
know
ろ。
you can't stay in there, right?
でも
But
あんなところに
you know I
娘
can't.
をずっと
Leave my
置いてお
daughter
け
there,
るわ
right?
けないだ。
とさ。
Dad. One moment, I'm gonna have a little snack. For a moment, Suzuha was about to cry. She squeezed the blanket as hard as she could to stop herself. And then,
おっと、なんかマジレ
Whoops.
スしちゃったよ。
accidentally gave a serious response.
とにかく僕は可愛い子
Anyway,
と一緒にい
I
ら
like
れる
being
のが
around cute
嬉しく
girls.
て。
And I look forward to going sniff sniff when you're not looking.
クンカクンカするのが
Okay.
楽しみなのだぜ。特に風で汗まみれになってる女の子は
I especially like girls who are all sick and sweaty.
やめて。
Stop it.
だったら早く直すといいよ。
So,
僕にハス
you
を
want to
さ
get
れる
better
のが
soon.
嫌だったらね。
If you don't want me panting over you. This is a weird way to do this, but okay.
わかったよ。
Yeah. Suzuha whispered back a response, then turned away from Itaru and pulled the blanket closer.
もしかして今の僕の
Did my little speech just solve your
トラウマ
problem?
解消しちゃった
Did I get bonus affection
コカド
points?
アップ
バカなこと言ってるとは治って
If
から
you
ひ
keep
どい
being
目に遭わ
stupid,
せるよ。
I'll make you regret it when I do get better.
ブーツ履いてゴリゴリ
Are you gonna put on boots and step on me or something like that?
指と爪の間にいろいろ刺す。
I'm going to stick things under your fingernails. Don't say that. I hate that.
それだけはマジで勘弁してください。すみません。
Please don't. Anything but that. Sorry. See, even he doesn't like that. She could smell the pleasant scent of Mayuri and Yuki's cooking from the kitchen.
なあ、鈴葉。
Listen,
そろそろ
Suzuha,
教えてくんないかな。
would you tell me what it is you're looking for every day?
毎日何をしに出かけ
あ
僕にも手伝
I
え
might
る
be able
こ
to
とあ
help
る
you
か
with
も
it.
しんない。
後で
Later.
二人きりになったら話すよ
I'll。tell you once we're alone.
うん、
Oh,
それでもいいけど。
that's fine, but
まゆ姉さんには
it's not something I can let Big Sis Mayu hear.
え
Hmm? Yeah, there was no way she could tell Mayuri. Three days later. She's singing the song. Suzuha was still sick. Yuki came over every day with Mayuri to check on her. Because of this, Suzuha was able to eat nutritious food and her fever had gone down. Now all that was left was to get her strength back. But still, Yuki kept telling her she needed to lie down. This meant that, for better or for worse, Suzuha spent her whole day on the sofa, half asleep. Somewhere in her half-awake mind, she heard a terribly off-key tune. Since she also heard the sound of falling water, it was probably coming from the shower room.
これ何の歌だっけ？
What song is this?
母さん。
Do you know, Mother? Suzuha had heard it when she was very young. Her mother had been singing it, just like she was now. But what exactly the song was about, she just couldn't remember.
もう起きなきゃ。
I
いつ
need
ま
to
で
get
も
up.
寝てられない。
Can't stay asleep forever. But even when she tried to open her eyes, they just wouldn't move. Her body must have needed more rest. Maybe Yuki was right, and she needed to lie down some more. She moaned and twisted slightly. When she did, the blanket fell to the floor. She didn't feel like she had the energy to pick it up. Oh! She could sense someone standing up from the desk, where Itaro had always used the PC. Whoever they were, they came over and put the blanket back on.
まゆ姉さんの匂い。
I smell Big Sis Mayu. Weirdly, Mayuri always smelled good even when she wasn't using perfume. It was a slightly sweet smell, like a pale white flower. It was the scent that had held her all night, on that distant day in the future when she'd lost her mother. Suzuha pulled her legs inside the blanket and grabbed onto her knees, like a baby in the womb. Memories went in and out of her mind as she lay there, half asleep.
ママは痛い思いとかしたのかな？
I really gotta do her voice now? Alright. Do you think Mom got hurt?
苦しい思いとか。
Do you think she
したのかな？
suffered? She suddenly remembered what Kagari had said to her after they traveled through time. "2036, the day when she'd left. At the last second, Mayuri had looked at Suzuha and Kagari inside the time machine and smiled. It was just like the gentle smile on Suzuha's mother's face when she died protecting her daughter. Suzu, did I wake you?
ううん。ちょっと前から起きてた。
No, I've been up for a while.
何か食べる？
Want something to eat?
うん。
Yeah. After she said yes, Suzuha snapped back to reality. She was getting weaker. When she realized that, she forced her sick body off the sofa. Her head shook, and she had to stop herself from falling forward. But she grabbed the back of the sofa and managed to stand on her own 2 feet.
ああ、ダメだよ。そん
Oh,
な急に
you
起きちゃ
shouldn't get up so quickly like that.
もう平気。迷惑かけた
I'm
ね
fine now.
マユ姉
Sorry
さ
to
ん
bother you, big sis Mayu.
迷惑だなんてそんなことないよ。
It's not a bother at all, okay? Mayuri went to the kitchen and turned on the burner underneath one of the pots. The sounds and smells of bubbling stew filled the whole lab. Mayuri mixed it with a ladle and stopped every once in a while to taste it. She turned toward Suzuha and smiled.
ああ、大成
Oh, it's a big success.
マユ姉さんが作ったの？
Did you make it? Yep,
キさんのおかげで
Mayushi's getting a lot better at cooking thanks to
マユは
Yuki.
メキメキ上と兄さんは
Where's my dad? I mean, my brother.
メイクインに行ったよ。
He went to
その
May
後は
Queen.
バイトなんだって。
He says he's got work after that.
そっか。
I see.
あ、ダ
Oh,
ル君がいないからっ
oh,
て。
you're thinking of going out tonight because Daru isn't here, aren't you? You can't do
ダメ
that.
だよ。平気。
I'm fine.
平気じゃないよ。
You're not fine.
そういう
If you
ことを
do
する
that,
と
I'll have Yuki get mad at you, okay?
ちゃうから。私がどうかしたの？
What's this about me? The curtain to the bathroom opened, and Yuki came out. Her skin was just a little flush.
すずさんがね、寝ていてく
Suzu
れない
won't
の
lay
です。
down.
まあ、ダメですよ。
Oh.
すずはさん。
You know better than that, Suzu.
あと一日、おとなしく
You need to stay down for at least another
いい
day.
ですか？
Got it?
うん。
Yeah. Suzuha's answer was less than enthusiastic, but she gave in to Yuki's glare and sat back down on the sofa.
はい、そのまま横になって。
Okay, now lie down.
わかったよ。
Fine. She pouted and slumped down on the sofa, then pulled the blanket on top of her. Suzuha was capable of talking back to Big Sis Mayuri, but she would never be able to talk back to Yuki.
へへへ。何？
What?
すずさんって。
I was
そう
thinking
して
how you
る
look so
と
cute
可愛
like
いな
that.
って思って。
Hello, Shoujo. Welcome in. Thanks for thanks for the lurk.
な、
My voice keeps giving up too easily. No matter how much I'm drinking water. What?
今の姿をダル君に見せ
If
たら
Daru saw you like that,
ちょっと危ない
you might be in
かも。
trouble.
そうだね。
Yeah.
時々
Sometimes I wonder if you're really brother and sister.
思うことあるし。気持ち悪いこと言うの。
じゃ Don't be creepy.
あれれ、
Oh?
すずはさん。
Suzuha,
もしかして
are you
照れてます？
blushing?
照れてなんかいない。
I am not blushing.
本当に？
Really?
当たり前だろ。なんで
Of course
私が
not. Why would I be? Thanks for the daily check-in, Shoujo.
と言いつつ照れてるすずさんって。
You're blushing right now. It's so cute.
萌えだね。萌え。
It's the cutest thing, really.
うるさい
Sh-
な。
shut up. Suzuha couldn't say anything, so she just had to turn away.
さてと。
Okay, it's time for Mayushi to go to work.
バイトに行かなきゃ。シチューは食べていかないの？
You're not going to have any stew?
アルバイトの帰りに。
I'm going to stop back here after work. I'll have some then.
その時に食べ。じゃあサラダか何か作
Okay,
っておいてあげる。
I'll make you a salad or
一緒に食べ
something.
て。
Have dinner with us, okay?
ありがとうゆきさん。
Thanks,
楽しみ
Yuki.
にしてるね。
I'll look forward to it. Mayuri told Suzu one more time that she needed to keep lying down, then left for May Queen Nyan squared. Yuki went to the kitchen and added a few seasonings to the stew Mayuri made, then turned off the burner. Oh, right, Suzuha. You're covered in sweat, right? Want me to wipe you down before we eat? Huh? I told you it's fine. Yuki wanted to do stuff like that every day. And each time, Suzuha frantically refused. Even if you can't take a shower, you need to at least keep yourself clean. I did it yesterday, and the day before, so it's fine. It's not like going a week or two without doing it will kill you. A week? You can't do that. Absolutely not. Yuki hurried into the shower room. Listen, I can do it myself. One moment. People who say that never end up doing it themselves. That's not... No. Yuki came back with a bowl filled with hot water and a towel. She could be stubborn when she got this way. Suzuha had learned that well over the past 3 days. Yuki was just like the mother she remembered. She slowly and uneasily stood up. And then she took off her top, trying her best not to let Yuki see her skin. We're both girls, so you don't need to be so embarrassed. I don't care, really. I'll at least wash your back, okay? It's fine. I'm not a kid. But I don't think you can do it yourself. I said it's fine. Yuki seemed a little shocked, but she quickly handed over the hot, wet towel. I'm sorry. Some people don't like being touched, right? No. I'm sorry for yelling. I'll leave the hot water on the table, okay? I'm going to get dinner ready. Yuki walked off, dejected. When Suzuha saw that she was focused on finishing the cooking, she slid behind the curtains into the back part of the room. She used the towel and wash bowl to wipe herself down. She couldn't let Yuki see her body. The war-torn body. There were scars both old and new all over her, and burn marks that might never heal. Yep. To her, these wounds were like medals from vicious battles she'd survived, and she didn't care who saw them. But she didn't want to let the mother who'd given birth to her, or rather, would give birth to her, see them. Especially not the dozens of pale white marks around her breasts. Mom. She still remembered that nightmarish day. The bullets which had killed her mom had lost their power as they passed through her organs, but still managed to dig into Suzuha's skin. And when they did, they were covered in her mother's blood and flesh. The scars would probably never heal completely. To Suzuha, they were her mother's grave. She shook her head to try and get the nightmare out of her mind. She took her bottoms off too, then wiped herself clean all the way down to her toes. Then she put on a new pair of underwear. It was only after she finished putting on her newly clean clothes that she felt human again. When she came back, Yuki was putting bowls filled with stew and salad onto the table. Their eyes met, and an awkward silence filled the room. It's ready. Yuki broke the silence first. Yeah, thanks.
どのくらい食べますか？
How much do you want?
いや、いいよ。そ
No,
れくらいは
it's
私が
okay. I can do it myself. Suzuha put just enough stew and salad for her meal onto her own plate, and then made a plate for Yuki as well.
すみません。
Oh, thanks.
いや、こっちこそ
No,
食事の用意
I'm
なんて
sorry
さ
to
せ
make
て
you do all this cooking.
悪い。具合が悪い時はお
I
互い
told
様
you.
と言ったはずですよ。
We gotta look out for each other when we're sick.
ちゃんと薬も
Once
飲
you're
んで
done
ください
eating,
ね。
make sure you take your medicine.
うん。
Okay. The two sat on the sofa and filled their mouths with stew and salad. The stew had a mild, gentle flavor. It felt like something Mayuri would make.
ずいぶん上達したでしょ、まゆりちゃん。
Mayuri's gotten a lot better, hasn't she?
だけとか
She didn't just take something out of a can and warm it up, you know? She's got Daru's eyes, though. But otherwise, they look a lot alike.
大したもんだね。
I'm pretty impressed.
鈴葉さんもやってみません？
Do you want to try making it
教え
too?
ますよ。
I'll teach you.
私はいいよ。
I'll
バカじ
pass.
ゃないし。
I'm not the type. You should know how to feed yourself.
そんなことないと思いますけど。
I don't think that's true.
まあ、いつかね。
Well, maybe someday.
いつかっていう人は、
People who say someday end up never doing it, you know?
それ、さっきも似たようなこと言
You
って
said
た。
something similar a minute ago.
そうでしたっけ？
Did I?
うん。
Yeah. And then the conversation ceased for a time. Suzuha slurped down her stew. She had terrible manners, and tried to come up with something to talk about. This time, it was Suzuha's turn to break the silence. After what she just remembered, she couldn't bear to be silent around Yuki.
さっきの歌だけどさ。
That song you were singing,
これ
what is that?
歌？
Song?
シャワールームで、
You know,
ほら。
when you were taking a shower.
もしかして
Huh?
歌ってました？
Was I singing?
私
Wow, that's so embarrassing.
下手なのに
I'm a terrible singer, but I love to sing, so I sometimes hum things.
別に上手い下手なんて気
I
にしな
don't
く
know
て
if
い
it
いと
matters
思うけ
whether
ど
you're any good or not.
何の歌だったか
I just can't remember
思
what
い出せ
song
な
it
くて
was.
さ実は
Haha,
私もなんです
neither
よ
can I, actually.
え
Huh?
印象的なところだけ覚えてる
I just remembered the parts that were really
子
memorable.
供の頃に流行った
I think it's from an educational show that was on when I was a kid or
何かだとは
something.
思うんですけど役に立てなくてすみません
Sorry, but I can't help you.
鈴葉さんはいつ頃あの歌を
Suzuha, when did you hear that song?
私も子供の時かな
When I was a kid, I
母
think.
さんがよく歌ってくれたよ
My mom used to sing it for me all the time.
優しそうな人ですもんね
Your mom seems like a really nice person.
うん
Clearly. Yeah. The conversation flowed so naturally that she didn't think about how she responded.
Eh?
Oh, 25% of CG. Huh? A second later, she realized what she'd said. Then she stared at her mother.
どうしました
Is something wrong?
私の母さん
My mom. What do you mean?
ことどういうことって
What do I mean?
一昨日
I saw her 2 days
お見かけしま
ago.
して
Oh, right, Itaru's mom.
ですから一昨日ここを訪ねていらしたんです
I said she came here 2 days ago.
そんなバカな
That's impossible.
お母さんが来たら
Is there some reason your mom wouldn't come?
だって
Well, I mean... There was no way she could say that her mother was right in front of her. She's talking about Itaru's mom. Confused, she fell silent. Yuki, for her part, must have come to some conclusion about the reason for Suzuha's reaction. She started to stammer and fidget.
ごめんなさい。
I'm sorry.
あ、
Huh?
私、何も
I
知ら
didn't
な
know.
くて。
Did something happen between you and your
お母さん
mom?
との間にいや、
No.
喧嘩をして家出してるとか。
You got in a fight and ran away from home or something?
そういうわけじゃ。
That's not it.
今にして思えば。
It was weird, thinking back. Your mom just brought Hashida some food and a change of clothes, and didn't say anything to you. There we go, now she can put the clues together.
と、兄さんに着替え。
She brought my brother food? And clothes?
はい。
Yes. Talking about your grandmother. Have you met your grandmother, by the way? Suzuha thought as hard as she could and finally reached an answer.
あ、そうか。
Oh, so that's it. Yuki was talking about Itaru Hashida's mother. In other words, Suzuha's grandmother, who she'd never seen except in pictures. Okay, well that answers my question. But since she told Yuki that she was Itaru's brother, it was natural that she'd make the wrong assumption.
どうしました？
Is something wrong?
うん。
No,
なんでもない。
it's nothing. If Itaru had said even a word to her about it, this wouldn't have happened. How stupid. She'd have to give him a lecture later. While Suzuha was thinking about the talking to her dad was going to get, Yuki had already started to sympathize with her imagined plight.
鈴葉さん、私
Suzuha, you can talk to me
いつでも相談に乗り
anytime.
ますからね。
We can talk about whatever you
話
want.
してくださいね。
For some reason, her eyes were starting to well up.
あ、
Oh,
ありがとう。
thank you. Suzuha didn't know how to react to this, but she felt a little embarrassed.
やっぱり優しいんだな。
Mom really is a nice person. Just like she told Itaru, this place was too comfortable. She was starting to imagine that this life would continue forever. But spending? I think it's spending. But spending this brief, happy time beyond the horizon of the worldline was supposed to be... it is sending. But sending this brief, happy time beyond the horizon of the worldline was supposed to be Suzuha's mission. If she didn't, this world would be destroyed. Oh god, I'm gonna have to speak for Faris. Welcome back, Meowster! As I walked into the maid cafe, Maid Queen Nyan squared. The cat-eared maids working there greeted me cheerfully. It was a weekday evening, so there were more open seats than usual. Welcome back, Kioma! I mean, Okarine?
ああ。
Oh,
今日はもう
Is Mayuri here today?
マユシーならもうすぐ来るにゃ。
Mayushi will be here soon, yeah? About 30 minutes?
そうか。
I see. Mayuri had been working here for a while now. Her maid name was Mayushi Nyanyan. When she was a maid, she wore a long blonde wig and cat ears, and looked very different from her usual self.
ダルに呼ばれたんだ。
Daru called me. Is he here yet?
いつもの席に。
Yep, at his usual spot, yeah? I looked towards the back corner and saw a silhouette sitting next to the window with the sun at its back.
あと、今日は知り合いが一緒なんだ。
And I've got someone with me
メイ
today.
ドカフェ初心者なんだ。
They've never been to a maid
俺と
cafe
ダルの
before.
話が終わるまで。
Can you keep them company until Daru and I finish?
にゃにゃ。お知り合い。
Meow.
お母様かな。
Who could that be, nya?
おい、ヒヤジョさん。
Hey,
こっち。
Hyajo. Over here. Is she gonna get mad that it's another woman? Well, not mad, but jealous. I called to Maho. She was fidgeting outside the store, apparently unwilling to come in. Meow? Okarin's with the cute girl? Nya?
いや、
Wait.
そんなに驚かなくてもいいだろ。
Is that really that surprising? Yeah, seriously, because he's like surrounded by them all the time. And from her height, she's either in elementary school or middle school. Well, you're wrong.
違う。
She is not. I can't believe it. You've already got Faris, but instead you went out and found a new lover. A new lolly lover, Nyan.
違うって。
I did not.
アメリカの大学で
She's from an American university. She's here for research. My only choice is to denounce you at the round table, Nya.
人の話を聞いてくれ。
Listen to me.
一体何の話をしているのか
What
し
are
ら
you talking about? Maho had finally made it inside, and she was staring at me and Faris with suspicious eyes. I'd gone with Maho to the police to talk about the attack again. After that, we both realized we hadn't eaten, so I'd brought her back here. Faris stood up to her full height, gave a cute little bow, and then did one of her cat-like poses. Oh god, do I really have to say that? Welcome back, mistress! At this cafe, we don't say welcome. We say welcome back, nya.
ああ、そういうことな
Oh,
のね。
so that's it.
フェリスニャンニャンだにゃん。
I'm Faris Nyan Nyan, nya.
名前は
What's your name, mistress? Isn't it
ヒヤジョ
mistress?
マホよ。
Maho Hyajo.
ヒヤジョというと
Hyajo?
沖縄の
So you're from Okinawa, nya?
あら、よく知ってるの
Oh,
ね。
I'm amazed you knew that.
いつも聞き返されるか。
People always ask me to repeat it,
どっちかなのに
or just get it wrong.
しかも沖縄
But
の
you
名
knew
前
I was
という
from
ことは
Okinawa.
当然だにゃん。
Of course, nya.
フェリスは三世代
3 lives ago, I was the spirit guardian of the land of Troma, which lies beyond the horizon of the Ryukyu Kingdom, nya? Why'd she have to pull out these weird names?
はい。
Huh?
そう。あの頃
That's right. The voices of we spirits were brought to the people by the Noro, and we made the kingdom prosper, nya? But the raging sea gods invaded Tiroma, and at last we,
あの、ごめんなさい。あの人は何を言って
I'm
んの
sorry. What is she talking about?
あー、なんというか。
Oh, it's a special dialect spoken exclusively by the people of Akihabara.
そうなの
Is that right?
あまり考えると頭がパンクする。
Think about it too much and your head will explode.
すでにパンクしそうなんだけれど。
It already feels like it's about to explode.
とにかく、しばらく待っててくれ。
Anyway, just wait a
横に
minute.
座ってる友達と
I need to
話が
talk to my friend over there.
ん
I pointed to Daru, and when she saw him by the window, her eyes narrowed.
どうかした？
Is something wrong?
ずいぶん大きな人ね。
He's a pretty big guy.
後で紹介するよ。
I'll introduce you
少し
later.
は痩せるように言ってやって
Tell
ほ
him
しい
to lose some weight.
それじゃあ、マホにゃん。
Okay, Maho Nyan,
何するにゃ
I'll take you to your seat. Another maid had just finished cleaning a table.
マホにゃん
Maho Nyan,
かわいいにゃ
isn't it cute, nya?
ん。できれば、普通に呼んでもら
I
えない
prefer
かしら。
something more normal.
これが普通だにゃん。さあ、
This is normal, Nyan.
マホに
Come this way, Maho Nyan. Maho remained dead silent as she was led to a seat near where Daru was sitting. I headed to Daru's table too. I sat across from him and ordered some coffee from a nearby maid. I'm disappointed in you, Okarin. Normies must explode. Don't say the same thing as Faris. It's not like that. What do you mean it's not like that? She's a legal lolly. How'd you know? And not only is she really cute, I love how she seems so unrefined, Okarin. You jerk. Nufu. Yeah. Don't tell her that. She's scary when she's mad. I glanced over at Maho, who was staring at the menu and trying her best to keep up with Faris. I told you about her on the phone, right? She was with me when I was attacked. She's Dr. Leskinen's assistant. That stuff doesn't matter. The issue here is that you get to go around with cute girls and I don't. That's a lie. Then go do it. Go on a date or something. Was that sarcasm? Wow. You really are a jerk, Okarin. It wasn't. Why not ask out Yuki? Your future wife? Wait. You're not telling me you haven't even approached her yet. It's fine. I plan to become a wizard. Hey, that's not a good idea. Suzuha will never be born. I don't have a good comeback for that. You like Yuki, right? Sure, she's pretty. And her thighs and the curve of her neck make me pant. Stop it, pervert. I'm not a pervert. I'm a perverted gentleman. I don't care who you are. I'm talking about romance here. Daru leaned over the table and sipped his iced tea through a straw. I don't really understand that stuff. Jeez. What are you, a little kid? Is this today's you don't get to talk thread? We stared at one another. Let me drink some water. He was right. When it came to romance, I didn't really have the right to talk. I mean, you kinda do. Well, whatever. This isn't what I wanted to talk to you about. True. Get to it. Yeah, you see, there are two things I wanted to discuss. Here, Daru stopped and casually looked around. There weren't many people in the cafe. And thanks to Faris, there was no one sitting near us. As long as we didn't yell, there was no risk of being overheard. I realized that the old me's habits were coming back. Was it because I'd just gone through something out of a Hollywood movie? First, I want you to keep this a secret from Mayuri, but I'm looking for someone. A secret from Mayuri? That's right. Why? Oh, well, you know. He seemed reluctant to speak. You've known her since you were kids, right? Does she have any friends named Kagari? Why is that name coming up? Is it because of Suzu? Kagari.
Hmm?
Of course, I didn't know every single one of her friends, but I'd never heard that name.
いや
No, not as far as I
俺の知って
know.
る限りは
じゃあ名前は置いといて
Then forget the name.
マユシと特別
Are there any
に仲良
girls that she
か
was
った
especially
女
close
友
to?
達とかは
Well,
そうだ
let
な
me see. There was a group of kids she used to play with in elementary school. I told Daru their names. Of course, he knew all of her friends since high school. She was especially close to Fubuki and Kaede from her cosplay group, as well as Forest and the other maids at May Queen Nyan Squared. And there was also Luca, even if he wasn't a girl.
俺が答えられるのはこの程度だ
That's all I can tell
お
you.
前が知ってるこ
I
と
don't know much more
大して
than you
変
do.
わらない
Sorry.
いやそれでも十分だよ
No, that's plenty. Thanks. Daru took out his smartphone and wrote down the names of the girls I'd given him.
なんでマユリ本人に聞かないんだ
Why don't you ask Mayuri herself?
まあ
Hmm.
いろいろあって
Well, there's some stuff going on.
というか誰なんだカガリって
And who is this Kagari
ど
anyway?
うして誰がその人を
Why are you looking for her?
うーん
Daru was unconsciously tapping the table. He seemed to be deciding how best to explain it.
実は僕じゃなくて
Actually,
鈴
it's
葉
not
が
me who's
探
looking
し
for
てる
her.
んだよね
It's Suzaha.
鈴葉が
Suzaha?
なんで彼女がマユリの知り合い
Why
なん
would
か
she be looking for a friend of Mayuri's? No. Wait. If Suzaha was involved,
それはつまり
that
マ
means
ユリの未来に関係ある
Mayuri's future is involved.
だから
Is that why she can't tell
マユリ
Mayuri?
には言えない
まあ
Let me drink some more water. Yeah.
その子の名前さ
Her name is Kagari
椎
Shiina.
名かがりって言うんだと
シーナ
Shiina.
うん
Yep.
マユリの親戚か何か
A
か
relative of Mayuri's or something?
そうじゃないい
No.
やそうじゃない
No.
こと
Well,
はない
maybe.
マユシの
She's Mayushi's
娘なんだ
daughter.
ってさ
ああ
Oh. I feel like he's about to process that and do a little mini freak out. He said it so naturally that I almost missed it. I see. Her daughter, huh? Her daughter. What does daughter mean again? Daughter. 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 Mayuri's daughter.
マユリの娘
Mayuri's daughter?
声がでかいっての
You're too loud. I swallowed my words as best as I could.
本当なのか
Is that true?
それ
うんただ
Yeah,
実
but
の
not her
子
real
供じゃない
daughter,
らしい
I guess.
繊細孤児だった
She was a
の
war orphan that
養子に
Mayushi
したとかなん
adopted.
とか
A war orphan. I couldn't even imagine what chain of events in the future would bring that about. But it sounded a lot like something Mayuri would do. Even in the worst worldline, Mayuri would still know the joy of having a child. And maybe it was wrong, but that still made me feel a little better. But at the same time, I felt a little worried about whether she could raise a kid.
でも変じゃないか
But isn't that
なんで
weird?
この時代に
Why would Mayuri's daughter be
Mayuri-の娘が
here, in this time?
鈴葉と一緒に2036
She escaped from
年から脱出して
2036,
きた
along
み
with
たいなん
Suzaha,
だよ
it looks like.
なんだって
What?
ところがさミッションのた
But
め
when
に
she stopped in Akihabara in 1998 for a
1998
mission, they got
そ
separated.
こではぐれちゃったって
Suzuha searched as hard as she could, but never found her.
それで
And so she left her in 1998? I guess someone almost found the time machine while she was searching. She had to jump and leave Kagaria behind. Afterward, she kept trying to jump forward a few months at a time and look for her, but once she got to the year 2000, she started to run out of fuel.
で本来のミッションを果
And
たすた
so
め
she
に
jumped to 2010
一気に
to fulfill her real
2010まで
mission.
飛んだっていうことか
I finished his sentence, and Daru nodded. But even after coming here, she's still looking. So, do you think you could ask Miss Mayu without letting her know what's up?
俺が
Me? Whether someone around her age came to see her about 10 years ago, or something like that.
お
Oh,
わかった
yeah, sure.
聞いてみる
I'll
わ
ask. If I could find her, I wanted to. Adopted or not, she was the future Mayuri's daughter. I felt a little guilty about things with Suzuha. I wanted to help if I could. Just then, the maid brought my coffee. As I drank it, I looked over to Maho's seat. Faris had barely left her alone for an instant.
それじゃあこれからパンケーキをさ
Alright.
らに美味しくする
Alright,
魔
I'll
法
put a magic spell on your pancakes to make them taste even better, nya?
魔法
Magic?
さあ魔法には
Say it with me, Maho na nyan. The world is in danger, nya. It's a conspiracy, nya. Can I just eat my pancakes normally?
ここではこれが普通に
This is normal here, nya.
ゃではどうぞ
Now enjoy your pancakes, nya.
いただきます
Thanks. Oh, my throat.
魔法にゃ
Let me drink some water.
蜂蜜が垂れちゃうに
Oh, Maho nyan. It's dripping. The honey is dripping, nya.
ゃえあら
Huh? What?
もう
Oh,
赤ちゃんみ
jeez.
たいだに
You're like a little baby.
ゃ赤ちゃん
A baby? They looked like they were having a good time. I turned back to Daru.
一つ目の話は分かった
So that's the first one.
二つ目ってのは
What's the second? Yeah, I don't know if I should ask you this, but...
なんだ水臭いな
Oh, come on, man. Hold on, give me one moment. Okay.
やっぱやめた方がいいかな。
Maybe I really shouldn't. He just mumbled to himself and didn't say anything. It was rare for Daru to hesitate like this.
言ってみろよ
Come
答
on,
えたくないと
out
思っ
with
た
it.
ら
If I don't want to answer, I just won't.
うん。
Okay, then... His hand went for his smartphone.
うん
Huh? Rhine? Did Daru send me something? Even though he was right in front of me? I looked at his face. He impatiently gestured for me to check Rhine. Why did he want me to look at my Rhine? Me as well? Alright, I shall hydrate. Yeah, Kai's streaming right now and I just hydrated him. Thank you, Kai. It sounded like something Moeka Kiryu would do. This is about my secret job, so let's use this.
秘密のバイトというと
So this secret job of yours. Daru cut me off and pointed at my phone. Guess he wanted me to use it. Was this something even more secret than what we just talked about? Secret job. You mean you're hacking? Yeah, basically. It's not all illegal stuff, though. I make online systems for manufacturers and banks, build and admin servers. Boring things like that. Oh, and I do virus analysis and make security software. There's data recovery. Oh, and making new encryption tech, too. Seriously? So like a system engineer? Nothing formal like that. But we've got a bit of a reputation. Our group gets jobs from all over the world. I call myself Dash. What's that short for? I can't tell you. Why? I just can't. I don't think I can help you with that. You were close to Kurisu Makise, right? Huh? What do you mean? This isn't going to be about the house burning down, is it? I want some help with her. I've hit a dead end with this job I'm doing. A job you're doing? What do you mean? Oh, hang on. I'm sorry. Never mind. Daru said that to me directly, and was about to put away his phone.
待て待て
Wait.
ここでやめられ
If
た
you stop here, I'm gonna be so busy thinking about what it is that I won't be able to sleep at night.
でも
But
あんまり気を使うなよ
don't worry about me.
その方がかえって辛
That
く
just
なる
makes it worse.
わかったお
Fine. He whispered and sent me another message on Rhine. Someone brought in a laptop and a portable hard drive to us a while back. Both of them have a really strong full disk encryption on them, and can't be booted without a password. Of course, you can't take the hard drive out and connect it to another PC either. The client hit up a bunch of places with no luck, and finally came to us. Is the encryption that strong? I've heard that even full disk encryption can be broken by a pro. Not happening with this one. You know why? We were the ones who made it, baby. Huh? You guys made it? Then you can't deal with it yourself? I'm a believer that encryption needs to be a poison without an antidote, or there's no point. So you don't know how to break the code, even though you made it. Exactly. If we can break it, then other hackers who are just as good as us can break it too, right? And that's no good. Duh. I see. And don't call me Super Hacker. I didn't. But what's this got to do with Kurisu? The laptop and hard drive belong to Kurisu Makise.
何
What? So Kurisu's belongings. I wanted to ask Daru directly, but stopped myself. Something seemed weird about the client, so I hit up a PC manufacturer's user registration database. How I did that is a secret, by the way. And I found that it was registered under her name. Same address, too. It's definitely her. Who brought you the computer? Why would they have Karisu's computer? Sorry. The rules say I can't tell you that. Were they Russian? Huh? Nope. Why Russia? Nakabachi? No. If it's not, then fine. I press space? I want a hint, man. You know any words that Karisu might use for her password? Amadeus? Maho? Yajo? The professor's name, which I currently forget because I'm a forgetful bitch. I guess it's not gonna be her father's name. I can't brute force the password, so I have to do it the hard way. I tried her birthday, graduation dates, and stuff. Address and phone, too. Not that I can imagine her picking them for her password. Also, any words commonly used in brain science or frequently used in her papers. I've got all that data. Now I'm trying stuff from her private life. It felt like the grave of someone I cared about was being violated. What kind of words did I associate with Karisu's private life anyway? Would this would be her laptop that was back home, right? So unless it has to do with her @channel or something. Like, it can't be anything involving him. And Taru. Oh yeah, the @channels. I can't believe she was both these people. Kuru Gohan and Kamehameha. My fork? Or maybe something to do with her dad. I tried to remember more about Karisu, but when I did, I started to think about her last moments. Actually, you could technically ask her yourself. Amadeus. I quickly shut down that train of thought.
悪い
Sorry,
少し時間をくれないか
can you give me a little time?
すぐに
I
は
can't come up
考
with
えが
anything
ま
that
とまらない
quickly.
了解。
Yeah,
何か思い
Roger.
出してるでいいから
Just tell me if you remember anything.
それに強制じゃない
And
し
I'm not forcing you.
思い出した
If
け
you
ど
remember and
教
don't
え
want
た
to
く
tell
ない
me,
なら
that's
それ
fine.
でいい。
あ
Yeah. I sighed and gulped down my cold coffee. Apparently it's getting close to Christmas. Or it is Christmas. Oh, it is Christmas. Oh, Karine, I told you we're having a Christmas party at the lab today. Did you remember? Mayuri's voice sounded really excited.
あ
Yeah, of course. Of course she did. Mayuri had spent a lot of time preparing for this day. She was probably really looking forward to it. Well, do you think you can come?
行くよ6時から
I'll be there. It's at 6, right? Yep. Are you at the university right now?
いや和光市
Nah, Wako
知り
City.
合いの教授の
I'm at what's basically a lab.
お邪魔してる
It belongs to a professor I know. Wow! Wako City! She had no idea where Wako City was, did she? Will you make it?
大丈夫だ
It'll be fine. Great! I'll be waiting. Her voice got fainter on the phone for a second, and I heard the other girls. Ocarine, all the girls today are wearing Santa outfits and waiting for you. We're waiting, yeah? We're waiting. I have no idea who's talking. I don't. Oh, Luca. Or no, not Luca. Come on, you too, Luca. What? I'm not a girl. Luca's cosplaying too. See, I really wish it would have a name on these. I'm sorry. I'll take it off. I'll take it off right now. Oh, what a waste. It looks so good on you.
盛り上がってるな。
You guys are having a lot of fun, huh? Like I said, 50,000 girls in this game. We're getting ready right now. Mayushi's in a super short Santa miniskirt, and she looks really cute. By the way, her panties are pink. What? What are you talking about, Fubuki? Oh. I'm sorry she's being weird. Anyway, we're waiting, okay?
あ
Yeah. Alright, see you later. It sounded like the party had already begun at the lab. With all those girls there, I'm sure they were having a good time. Can you miss the party? I don't want to have to voice them all. That's way too many. Luca, you're the only guy. Hang in there. I chuckled and put away the phone.
ずいぶん賑やかだったわね。
It sounded like they were having a good time. It was Maho who spoke to me. Actually, only Maho and I were in the room.
今日友達とクリスマス
I'm going to my friend's Christmas party today.
あ
Oh,
あ、そういえば。
it is that time of year, come to think of it.
君は
You don't seem like the type to be interested in that stuff.
こっちに来てからは特にね。
Not really, since I
普
came
段
here.
はいつもここにい
I
るし。
spend all my time in this room.
最近会う
And
人
the only
といえ
people
ば
I see lately are the
警
police.
察の人ばかりだし。
Hear more than just Maho's voice? Join? No, Frosty. Shut up. Not 20 plus voices, no. I tried to force a laugh at Maho's joke. See what you did, Frosty? I tried to force a laugh at Maho's joke and looked around the room. It was dead silent. The exact opposite of the noisy lab I just heard on the other side of the phone, in fact. Nothing had changed since the first time I'd come, which meant that it was still only Maho and Dr. Leskinen that were working here. And the professor had been meeting with different researchers all the time since he'd come to Japan, so he wasn't spending much time in the lab. Did that mean Maho was spending most of her time cooped up in here, alone? Well, that's normal for a scientist, I guess, but
よかったら
Do you wanna come too?
参加するか
after what happened, she probably needed a chance to blow off some steam. Well, we already know she's not really one for parties, but
私？
me?
気を使わなくていいわ。
Don't worry about me. I
こ
feel
う
more
して
relaxed when I'm
一人
doing my
で
work
研究できる
alone.
方が気が
It
楽
means I don't have to deal with other people.
人間関係に煩わせれ。
そんなものか
Is that how it works? Kurisu had said similar things. Kurisu, huh?
それより本題に入
Anyway,
りましょう。
let's get to the point. That's right. And come all the way to Maho's lab to make small talk.
クリスに謝りたいと。
You said you wanted to apologize to Kurisu, right?
あ
Yeah.
そのために私のところに。
And that's why you came to me.
あそうだ
Yes.
なぜ？
Why?
一人じゃ
It's hard for me to talk to her on my own.
それで私に仲裁をしてほしい。
So you want me to be a mediator?
そういうことになる
I guess so. Yeah.
変な人ね、あなた。
You're a weird guy. Maho's reaction surprised me. Was I that weird?
最後に話した時に
The last time we
動
talked,
揺しすぎたの
well,
が悪いんだが
part of it was because I was
かなり
freaking
強引に
out,
話を打ち切ってしまったんだ
but I kind of hung up on her.
クリスの性格を考えると
Knowing Kurisu's personality,
確実に怒
she's
る
mad. I'm sure of it.
怒って中途半端につながっている分
And since I'm still kind of
見えないプ
connected
レッ
to
シャー
her,
で
I've got this invisible pressure bearing down on me every minute of the day. Dr. Leskinen had been trying to help me out, but I would have felt better if he had just stripped me of access. Does it really bother you that much? You know Kurisu was told not to contact you, right?
そうなんだが
Yeah, but
喧嘩別れみたいなことにも
I don't want our relationship to end with a
なり
fight,
たくないんだ
even though she's virtual. I never wanted to go through what I experienced in the Alpha Worldline again. In that Worldline, I'd never been able to figure out what she was trying to tell me at the end. Well, whatever. If you want me to talk to her too, I will. So let's get this over with.
助かるよ
Thanks. It's Christmas Eve, so why not say something nice?
あ
Yeah,
あそうだな
you're right. Not that I had any idea what nice would be. What's wrong? Hurry it up. Just tap the icon on your phone and it'll connect you whenever. The professor told you he left it with access rights, right? You're really a pain, aren't you? Nothing's gonna happen if you just keep staring at your phone.
わかってる
I know that.
そう
Don't hurry
せ
me.
かさないでくれ
Let me drink some water. What? I can't believe you actually contacted me again. Huh? What's going on? What? Oh. She totally wasn't expecting that.
いや
Hey. Hmm. Hello, Rintaro. Okabe. Do you need something from me? I thought you didn't want to talk to me anymore.
いや
Oh.
その
Well. My eyes glanced towards Maho for help. Kurisu, he wants to talk to you. Can you hear him out? I didn't say I wasn't going to. I was just checking to see if he still didn't want to talk to me. Ugh. She was mad. I knew it. Come on, hurry up.
あ
Yeah. I took a single deep breath and lifted up the phone.
悪かった
I'm sorry. I bowed my head.
俺なんかに付き合ってくれていたのに
You were nice enough to talk to someone like me, and I betrayed your kindness.
裏切それにこの前最後
And I know it was rude of me to just suddenly hang up the last time we
しまっ
talked.
たのも昔あった個人的なことを思い出して
I was just remembering some personal stuff that had
混乱
happened,
してしまったんだ
and I was a mess.
でもそれは
But that's got
お
nothing
前
to
に
do
は
with you.
関係ないことだよなテスターを辞めさせてもらう前に
I at least wanted to apologize before I quit my job as tester.
謝りたかったい
That's
以上
all.
だ
She's laughing at me? Kurisu was chuckling the same way Maho had just done. Are you serious?
なんだよ
What?
こっちが真面目に
How can you
謝っ
laugh
て
when I'm giving you a real apology?
笑うの
Because, well, I'm an AI, right? But still, you've got this somber look on your face, and you're apologizing so seriously. And the last time we spoke, you said talking to me was embarrassing, right? You're weird. Was it weird to apologize to an AI and mean it? It probably was. Fine. To be honest, I was a little disappointed in you. But this makes me change my mind. If you'll agree to my one condition, I'll forget all about it.
交換条件だって。
Condition? What was she going to make me do? I had a bad feeling about this.
わかった。
Okay,
その条件とやら
let's hear it.
今日これから真帆先輩をディナー
I
に
want you to take
誘うさ
Maho out to dinner today. Say what? I can take her to a party. I don't know about dinner. Yeah, that surprised both of us, clearly.
は
Maho's eyes, and mine, went wide.
ちょっとクリス、何を言い出すかと思え
Wait,
ば。
Karisu, what are you talking about?
今日は何の日かご存知ないですか
Don't you know what day it is today?
クリスマスイブ。
Christmas Eve.
そういうことです。
Exactly.
どういうことよ。
Exactly what? Exactly.
さあ岡部さん、
So what it'll be, Okabe? Yes or no? Why did she look so excited?
わかったよ。
Fine.
ヒアジョさん、さ
Hyajo,
っき話したパーティ
I'm
ー、
officially inviting you to that party I was just telling you
君
about.
を招待する。
Please come.
ぜひ来てほしい。
That's not what Karisu said, but
パーティー
party?
友達
See,
と
now
集まって
Karisu's interested and wants to go
ク
too.
リスマスパーティーをやるんだよ。
I'm getting together with some friends for a Christmas party.
そうじゃないでしょうが。
That's not what I meant.
あいや、でもいきなり二人きりだと
But maybe dinner for two is too much to ask for right off the bat. Maybe this is better.
クリス、それ以上
クリス
からかうと怒るわよ。
If you keep teasing me, I'm gonna get mad.
私はパーティーなんて
I'm
行
not
かない
going to
わ
any party.
だったら
Then I'm not going to forgive Okabe.
ヒアジョさん、
Hyojo, please.
どうしてこんな話になっているの
Why
よ
are we talking about this?
先輩のために気を
I'm trying to help you out here.
あなたね。
Listen.
そもそも
Anyway, I need to wait for the professor to get here and give him my report. He's gonna show up, isn't he?
いやー、リンタロ
He is.
マホ何の話かな
Well, can't use that excuse anymore. In fact, he's gonna support you going. Hey, Lintalo, Maho, what are you talking about? Dr. Liskinen walked in at the perfect moment. Maho looked relieved and went to open the file on her desk. You shouldn't look relieved.
おかえりなさい、教授。
Welcome back,
これが
Professor.
今日集計した
Here's the
データ
data
なん
for
ですが
today.
マホ、ストップ。二人と
Maho,
も
hold
これ
it.
から出かけない
You guys want to
かい
go somewhere?
せっかくの
It's
クリスマ
Christmas
スイ
Eve.
ブだ
Let's put our work
仕事は
away and
もう
go get
終わ
some
りにし
food.
て食事でも行こう。それとも製薬
Or did you already have something planned?
教授、ナイス。
A nice job, Professor.
教授、
Professor,
俺の友達
My
が
friends are having a
クリスマ
Christmas
スパーティーを開くんですが、
if you'd like to
よかっ
come,
たら
you're more than
一緒に。
素晴らしい。ぜひ参加させ
wonderful.
てもらおう。
I'd love to. I didn't even get to finish my sentence.
もちろん、マホ
Of
も
course.
行くんだろ
Maho will be coming too, yes? Well, you tried. That was the moment when Maho's last hope of escape was cut off.
決まりですね。
Then it's settled.
まったく。
Christ. Karisu smiled mischievously from within the screen. She was quite the plotter. The real Karisu used to do silly things like this too.
ねえ、岡部。
Hey, Okabe. When she called my name, I gasped.
私なんかに本気で謝ってくれて
Thanks for apologizing to someone like me.
嬉しかった。
It made me very happy.
あ、いや、
Oh, no.
気が向いたらまたいつでも話しかけて
If
きて。
you want, we can talk
暇つぶし
anytime.
ぐらいには付き合い
If you're bored or something.
気が向いたらな。
If I feel like it. Maybe.
それじゃあまた
Yeah. Bye.
真帆先輩をよろしく
Take good care of Maho.
クリス
Kurisu?
満足したかしら
Are you satisfied?
あ
Yeah. I felt more relieved than I thought I would. I realize that I really did love Kurisu Makase.
でも人工知能に謝るのは
Is it really that weird to apologize to an AI?
俺の友達
My
こ
friend,
の前
you know,
メイクイン
the
で
guy you met at
紹介した
May
あいつな
Queen,
んか
is always on his
い
knees
つも
begging
虹
to
の
girls on a
女の子
computer
土下座
screen.
してるぞ
That's totally different.
そういう
Also, don't tell her that.
私にはちょっと
I don't really understand why someone would do that. Uh-oh. That freaked her out. Bad example. Very.
とにかく
Anyway,
ヒアジョさんのおかげで
you really helped me out, Hiajo.
クリスの交換条件なんか
You don't really need to do what Kurisu told you
ない
to.
わよ
まあでも
Well,
教授も
but
行く気満々みた
the
いだし
professor seems really excited about going. The professor flashed his white teeth at me.
それに
And
クリスと
I promised Kurisu.
約束したからさ
You promised an AI, yeah?
あなた本当に変わって
You
る
really
わ
are weird. But even as she said it, she was smiling. I guess she decided to go to the party. Is she gonna go as a scientist or is she gonna have an outfit? Oh god. Please no. Oh, this is not what I thought it was.
そんなことしちゃいけないんだ
This is about to get weird. You know what? Before that, I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back. Ah, shit. I'm connecting my headphones. Hold on. Before I do. Okay. back. The wire's stuck underneath the door. Right. Okay, now why is she pointing the gun? No. Big Sis Suzuha, you can't do that. You can't change the world. You're not making sense. So what are we talking about? You can't erase this world. I won't let you. Oh, what? There were bullet marks on the inside of the time machine. Suzuha traced them with her fingers and remembered what had happened here. That was the last time she had talked to Kagari. She'd never been able to find her after that.
Suzuha, どうしたん? ぼーっとして。
Suzuha, what's wrong? You're spacing out. Do you not feel well? Suzuha looked back and saw her father, Itaru. He seemed worried. He was holding a bolt in his hand and offering it to her. Oh, sorry, I'm fine. She nodded and took the bolt. They were on top of the radio building, where a cold wind was blowing. A light was shining down on the rear of the time machine, where the engine was. Her head was inside as she did maintenance work. Itaru was wandering around in the background. Normally, she would never let him near the time machine, but today he absolutely insisted on coming. Like, put on his serious face. What kind of dad wouldn't be worried about his daughter when she just got really sick? Suzuha had spent the last several days unable to stand up because she hadn't taken care of herself. There was nothing she could say back to him. Listen, I won't touch the space-time shifter or gravity control or anything dangerous. So will you let me help? No. I'm probably better than you are at mechanical stuff. I know that, but no. Itaru slumped forward, dejected, but Suzuha had no intention of discussing it. Listen, Suzuha, it's dark and it's late. We should do the rest tomorrow. Let's go home. You can go home by yourself, Dad. I've still got work to do. Are you going out to look for Kagari-tan again? Okurin says he'll help, so you don't need to do it alone, all by yourself, do you? You've just got over your cold. You should put off the search for a little while. That made her a little mad. I didn't want you telling Uncle Okurin without asking me first. Suzuha had told Itaru that she was spending every day looking for Kagari, but it was only later that she'd found out that he'd told Rintaro. It wasn't a problem, but her relationship with Rintaro was already a bit strained, and this only made it harder for her to ask him to get back in the time machine. Anyway, you look like you've been having a bad time. There's a bolt here that's hard to turn. Which? I'll do it for you. You can at least let me do that much, right? Yeah. Suzuha pulled her head out of the engine unit. You're covered in oil. Your pretty face is ruined.
そういうことは母さんに言ってあげないの。
Say that stuff to mom.
それはハードル高すぎ。
That's asking too much. Itaru stuck his face inside the machine and began to look around.
ああ、この構造だ
Oh,
と
from the way this is laid out,
多分こっちの
that pipe was probably added on
パイプ
later.
をはめたんだな。先にパイプを外すと
And
いい
take
よ。
the pipe off. There's probably coolant or something going through it. So use this valve to empty it first.
まずこっちの
このマシンってメンテナン
I
スのことを
don't think this machine was designed with
あんまり考慮に
maintenance in
入れてない
mind.
と思う。
全くだお。すげえ。
You've got that right. Wabita.
作ったの誰だと思ってるわけ？
Who do you think made this?
僕、
Me. Itaru sighed and started to concentrate on his work. He did his job silently, twisting his massive body to the left and right. Watching him, Suzuha remembered her childhood. When she was younger, she loved watching her dad make the time machine.
父さん、
Dad,
え
yeah?
私
Lately,
最近なんだか
I'm starting to not understand myself
自分で
anymore.
も自分が理解できんそのこんなこと
This-
考えるなんて
This may be a weird thing to think, but
この世界をなくしてしまって
is it really
本当に
okay
いい
to
のか
erase this
なっ
world?
て。
Her mind flashed back to young Kagari's screams. You can't erase this world, huh? She'd never forgotten the look in Kagari's eyes, and she'd never been able to shake the feeling that they were watching her somehow.
私のミッションが成功するとさ、マキセ・クリスは死なずに
So I'm guessing Kagari
STEINS
realizes that if
の門が
things
開くんだ。
change, she would never meet Mayuri. If my mission succeeds, Arisu Makase won't die, and the door to Science Gate will open.
うん。
Yeah,
そしたら今の
and
こ
that
の
means
世
that
界
this world, you,
父さんも
Mom,
母さんも
Big Sis Mayu, and
Rumi-san
Big
mo,
Sis Rumi,
Rumi-san
and
mo.
Uncle Okurin,
おかりんおじさ
none
ん
of
も
this will have ever happened.
うん。
Yeah,
今の私が
the
今の
me
父
that's
さんに
here
会っ
right
たこ
now
とも
will never have met you.
なくなってしまう。
これって告白シーン、セーブしとくべき
Is this the scene where you confess your love? Should I save my game?
うん
That was intentional. Should you really ruin the moment, though? Suzuha said nothing and poked her dad's calf with her toes.
真面目な話をしてるんだ。
I'm being
今度ふ
serious.
ざけたら
One more joke and I'll kick you.
迷ってるのか
You're not sure what to do.
まあ、
Well,
そのなんだ、
you know, is it really that big a
別にいいんじゃ
deal?
ね
え
今が消えてもいいんじゃね
who cares if this present disappears?
だってこの先
I mean,
人が
a
大
lot
勢
of
死ぬん
people
だ
are
ろ
going to die after this, right?
そんなの嫌じゃん
I don't want that to happen.
父さん、
鈴葉はいろいろと考えすぎだ
You're overthinking things.
戦争なんて
You don't want a
嫌だ
war, so you're going to
だから
change the
世
world.
界を変えるんだ
Isn't it better when it's
そ
simple
の
like
くらい
that?
単純でいいと違うんつうかさ僕戦
And
争
anyway,
なんて生きたく
I
ない
don't want to
し
go to war. I'm not like
鈴葉と違
you.
ってこんな
I'm,
人間だから
well,
戦場
I'm
なん
me.
かに連れて行かれた
So I
ら
wouldn't last 3 days on the
3日も持
battlefield.
たないね
だらしないな。幻滅だよ。
You're such a wimp. I'm disappointed. Are you, though? Suzuha sighed, turned around, and started to walk away.
あれどこ行くん
Huh? Where are you going?
顔、洗ってくる。
I'm going to wash my face. It's covered in oil.
そのボルト閉めたら、カバーも
Once you've
閉じておい
tightened
て
that
くれる
bolt, close up the
父さ
cover.
んの言う通り、
I'm going to take your suggestion and not look for Kagari today. Are you sure you can trust him alone with the time machine?
おそれがいいよ
Okay,
一
that's
緒に
great.
帰ろう
Let's go home together. Yeah. Suzuha looked up at the moon, shining in the cloudy winter sky. She let out a puff of white breath. The white breath danced in the air for a moment, and then disappeared into the cold.
父さん